Hi guys, tonight we're going to go over review for the quiz tomorrow, a review on what we've learned on exponents so far, writing them in expanded form, writing them in exponential form, and then how to find simplify expressions if they have negative exponents, and how to simplify expressions when we're multiplying exponents. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you have your note sheet. That looks like this. Okay, so questions 1 and 2, we need to write in exponential form. That means we need a base and an exponent. So if we look at number 3, and again, we need a base and an exponent. So remember, we need a base, and the exponent is the little number that goes up here. So if we look at number 1, what number are we multiplying together? It's 3. How many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 3 to the 4th power. Number 2, our base is negative y, and since it's in parentheses, we're going to leave it in parentheses. How many negative y's do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, so it's negative y to the 3rd power. Now, unless it says to evaluate, we can leave 3 to the 4th just like 3 to the 4th. We don't have to find out what it equals. And number 2, we don't know what y is, so we can't do that either. So in numbers 3 and 4, it's asking us to find the value of the expression. So if we write this out the long way in expanded form, which is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, it's asking what the value of that is. So we're going to multiply negative 2 times negative 2, and we get a positive 4. And positive 4 times negative 2 is a negative 8. So the value of that expression is negative 8. Now that's a little different than question number 4. Question number 4, the negative is not inside the parentheses. So that means negative, and then we need 2 3 times, because that exponent tells us we need it 3 times. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, and negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. We end up with the same answer, it's just done a little bit differently. So go ahead and try 5 through 10 on your own, and then check back in the video, pause the video, and then check back for your answers, and I will go through each of these step by step. Okay, you're back. So number 5, we have a fraction, so I'm going to rewrite the fraction. I'm going to circle the variables that I'm going to leave where they are because they have positive exponents. So A is going to stay here and C is going to stay there because they have positive exponents. The x to the negative 3 we can't leave there, so it needs to go on the bottom. So it goes on the bottom and it becomes positive. So we end up with A over C times x to the 3rd. And that's our final answer. And we didn't move the A, and we didn't move the C, because really that has an exponent of 1. There's no negative exponents on there. Let's take a look at number 6. Number 6, we're going to do one step at a time. So 7 to the 0 power, anything to the 0 power is 1. X to the 5th is going to stay x to the 5th because it has a positive exponent, so we don't have to do anything to that. And then 1 times x to the 5th is just x to the 5th, and that's our final answer. Okay, let's take a look at number 7. Number 7, we have 24 times 2 to the negative 2. We're going to write these both as fractions. So 24 as a fraction is 24 over 1, and it's times 2 to the negative 2 over 1. And remember, we don't want the exponent on the 2 to be negative, so we're going to flip it around. This one's going to stay the same, and we're going to put the 1 on top and 2 squared on the bottom. We're going to evaluate this. What is the value? So 24 over 1, and then we're going to evaluate 2 squared, and 2 squared is 4. So now what we have is 24 times 1 over 1 times 4. And we get 24 over 4, which equals 6. And so the value of that expression is 6. Number 8. Okay, this is kind of hard to see on your paper, but number 8 does say r to the negative 2. So we're going to write them all as fractions again. So write that as a fraction. Actually, make the whole thing a fraction. And put that over 1. So again, the ones that have positive exponents are going to stay where they are. So s squared is going to stay on top, and m to the third is going to stay on top. The r squared, because it has a negative exponent, will go on the bottom. And you can bring that 1 up there. It just, you end up with the same answer. It's not going to make a difference. And so there's our answer, s squared times m to the third over r squared. Number 9. Okay, this is our multiplication property of exponents that we talked about last night or yesterday in class. So this one is a negative exponent. Oops, sorry about that. So when we multiply exponents together, or multiply numbers with the same base, the base stays the same, and we add the exponents. And what we end up with is y to the first. So if we simplify that first, we don't have to worry about making the fraction. If that y to the first was negative, then we would have to worry about it. And finally, number 10. We already have our fraction. It's 1 over x to the negative 3 times x to the negative 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip these around. This is negative and this is negative, so it has to come to the top. So we get x to the third times x to the fifth. The 1 goes on the bottom. We're multiplying these two together, so that means we add the exponents. So it's x to the 3 plus 5 over 1. 3 plus 5 is 8, so it's x to the 8th over 1. You can leave it like that, or you can write it as x to the 8th. Because remember, if we have x to the third times x to the 5th, I have 3 x's here, and I have 5 x's here, for a total, from beginning to end, of 8 x's. So it's x to the 8th. Okay, that's it for the video. If you have any questions, please ask them in class tomorrow before you come to class, or before we take the quiz. The quiz will not take all period. Have a good night.